Welcome back to the Hellstorm news. My name is Mikey. I am your host today, and let me tell you of the biggest headlines. Oh my god. First off, IGN caught lying again. Next up, Ubisoft owners say it's okay to pirate games. Magic Online posts the best tweet I've seen ever, and also Billy Mitchell is caught lying again. So hello and welcome to the news. My name is Mikey. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from, but also massive thank you for Shabti for supporting this free news available to you every single Wednesday morning. Don't start playing just to play this. That's okay. But welcome. Hello, my name is Mikey, and welcome. I am your newsreader. Newsstrom. Welcome to the stream again. Shabti, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And also, Akuna Matata, thank you for the 14 months. Mikey late, Mikey bad. I was setting this up, okay? I was setting everything up. Look, I've got the new studio finally, guys. The multi-million-dollar studio, clearly, as you can see. Multi-million dollars. I don't have to keep my hands and vehicles inside my hands and vehicles. My hands and vehicles inside the feet at all times. Welcome. Someone said, can we have a real newsroom? And I have one. It's a tiny laptop. I've just got really big hands. Me researching. Green screen action. This isn't a green screen. This is real. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, what's that? What's that? This is all real, guys. It's just that my green screen won't go further over because I've got a radiator right next to me. That's all. But welcome. Again, my name is Mikey. We've got some big news today. We've got a few headlines to go through, and then we're going to be talking all about Tomb Kings, because I'm actually going to talk about Tomb Kings this week, because last week's stream went derailed for a very good reason. But thank you so much for tuning in. Popcorn, thank you for the 24 months! 2 years, that's so long. Popcorn, I'm at work pretending to work and absolutely not working. You get what you get when you leave me alone in the office. Popcorn, fucking power to you, okay? I used to have an office. I used to have a door on it, right? And I got left in there all the time on my own, right? You know what I did? Fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? I was having a great time. I was a trainee and I got left on my own. So I did fuck all and it was great. Lock the door, have a quick nap, open the door, open it, do some emailing. Right? And then shut the door again, have another nap. It's great. I've got to go this way. I've just realized I've got to go that way. My laptop is blocking that side. That looks better. But let me say hello to everyone's in chat. Again, thank you to Popcorn for the 24 months. 2 years, bro. That's so good. And Raziel, thanks for the 9 months. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 9. A little member baby. Finally born. Beautiful. Mikey's news is anti-capitalist. Down your tools. Down your tools all you want, mate. Okay. I went 4-1 in Nottingham with my first GT's Grey Knights. Well done, Stanley. That's sick, bro. That's so good. Can't believe they did really get away with the settlement. Well, we're going to see all about it very soon. There's more than meets the eye. That's all I'll say. Am I still having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Maybe. Maybe you are. Always watching from Uzbekistan. I don't even know how to say it. Uzbekistan. Maybe. This is cringe for a YouTuber using the same thumbnail as last week's stream. Listen, I didn't actually talk about learning Tomb Kings the other day, so I reused it. Okay, that's what it says. Actually learning Tomb Kings, because that's the plan today after the news. Have I got Pokemon Coliseum? Yeah, I've been watching so much Coliseum content recently. It's crazy. So professional. I am professional. I'm very professional. I'm actually not working for once. Join the Wednesday news. Hell yeah, Mark. Thanks for tuning in. That's it. You can put me on at work though. I'm an official news broadcast. Look. I have breaking news. I have a big screen that says breaking news. I have a screen with the world news behind me because I'm going to be bringing. I got people. I should get a little like PNG that just like walks up and down here every half an hour or something. That'd be quite fun. I mean, it's a real person, okay? It's a real person, honestly. He'll be late because he has to style those beautiful locks of hair. It's true. It's true. Look at that. It's great. Great to be here. Down tools. That would indicate I actually picked them up. Mikey slut shames in Discord. I don't slut shame in Discord. I say you're cringe for having so many naked anime figures. Okay, that is not slut shaming. Okay, don't try and slander me like that. That is slander. That's a lie. I don't slut shame. I say your anime figures need more clothes. Okay, and it's all in the Discord. You can go have a look. Close to not being cringe 4K YouTubers. I've got to get them shots in while I can. There's a hole in your Necro King mug. Oh shit. You can see right through me. It's one of those new. It's like an invisibility mug. Okay, look. You don't even know what I'm saying behind here. Whoa! You didn't even see. You didn't even see. Oh my god. Steve says I'm allowed to watch you while painting as long as I slag off your stupid hair. He's just jealous that he's going bald and he's ginger. There's a grand total of 0 naked figures. Okay, now. It's incel shaming and should be. I think if you said I was incel shaming, I'd be like, yeah. But we got some big news today. But probably one of the biggest headlines, early big headline, where the gift sub button. Don't on a computer. Do it on a computer. Don't do it on an iPhone or something because you just get charged more. If you are going to gift a membership, test it out right now. Okay, look how much it'll cost you on your phone. And then go to a computer and see how much cheaper it is and then test it and watch the price be less. And also, I'll get members and we'll be closer. I can't reach anymore. To doing the old world battle report that's down there. Okay, can you see? Bing, 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 bing. You want old world battle report? Bing, 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 bing. Okay. I already tested. Jamartin tested it, but I think it might need testing again. Okay. But probably the biggest news, or one of the more interesting news things that I've seen, I only have super sticker and super chat. As if you're on your phone, it might struggle. iPhones don't let it happen for some reason. Some people can, some people can't. I don't know why. I'll support, but no old world battle report. We should have 2 member goals. It's like old world battle report and then cancel old world battle report. That would be funny. That would be very funny. Yeah, so you might remember on Monday we talked about the scalpers, dirty bots. We might remember we talked about that. Well, quite interesting. I saw a tweet a little bit after I finished streaming. Now, this is obviously like a little bit old news now because it was like 3 days ago or 2 days ago. But I saw a tweet by Painting Sally's. And he said, also, sorry, I'm not changing every overlay for the new screen, okay? Look, this is the green room. We call this the green room, okay? This is where we look at our screen. I moved over to the green room. I'll show you again. Watch. I did it so fast. You ready? We don't need that again. You ready? I'm just gonna go over to the green room. Also, make say thank you for the gifted. Thanks so much for the gifted. Appreciate you, man, so much. Look, I'm just gonna go over to the green room. Are you ready? See, I'm there. Wow, what a transition. What a transition. I tested the eBay... Sorry, a tweet from Painting Sally's. I tested the eBay anti-scalping measures last night on the latest Siege of Terror book. If you are minded to join me, be sure to select price gouging as the reason and explain that it's 600% markup on a £50 limited run product. Okay. The content you reported was removed. Hello, Painting Sally's. Thanks again for reporting the problematic content you found. We looked into a report and removed the content, make up 10 to 24 hours to reflect on the site. So people, like Painting Sally's in particular, people are reporting the marked up Siege of Terror books, okay? So because they're reporting them, some of them are actually getting taken down for scamming, you know? I said they're reporting it for price gouging because it's a limited edition book that's at 600% markup. And then they're being taken down. Now, it's like fighting a rock with a hard place, you know? It's that sort of vibe. This is what you put in. This is price gouging. Report category, listing practices, reason report, other listing practices, detailed feedback, terms and conditions. This is price gouging. It went on sale on 13th of January for £50, a limited run of just 2,500 copies, selling out in minutes. This is a 600% markup on the sale price. Also, it's pre-sale, so they don't own it. Because you can't actually sell stuff on eBay. you can't actually sell stuff on eBay without the product. You need the product in hand because eBay is mostly designed for secondhand stuff, especially if you're not listed as a business. But you need the product in hand to sell it. Now, there's loads of people that already sell stuff without the product in hand, but no one reports it. But he's actually against eBay policy, but they're obviously not to know. So if you report it, you can actually have these auctions taken down from the scammers, you know, from the £300, the scalpers, you know. I think normally I wouldn't say, chat, maybe we, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I wouldn't normally say we should all go and report these listings, but if you are annoyed, then fucking power to you, you know. Scamming getting fucked over, I'm all for it. Yeah, it's literally, it's just like, and it's the anti-scammer method, okay? Report it to eBay. Just report it to eBay. Fake news. What do you mean fake news? The immersion is dead. That's the green room where I read the news, okay? Where I read we have to look at the screen. I'm like, that's the weatherman section, okay? Look, I don't have enough room to have multicam set up where I can walk over to like a whiteboard. Maybe next week we'll have like a whiteboard, okay? But I don't think I have enough room. The green screen won't go any further back, okay? Can you ungift members for this abhorrent line? Yeah, you can. Just test the gift member button, and then when you've sent them through, ungift. Okay, it's right there. Honest, promise. Why does the Games Workshop just Green Stuff World these book sales? I know, but Games Workshop don't care. They've sold them. Games Workshop have already sold them. They didn't give a fuck. I remember reporting Kill Team boxes the same thing, but yeah, not enough people do it. No, not enough people do it. That's the problem, really. I think I'm gonna move to Spotify because YouTube players is shit. Mikey doing a Kent Brockman bit, encouraging action on his news platform. I love it. Yeah, listen, I'm a professional news source, okay? Mikey as sexy Mexican weather girl man. Have you tried getting a bigger green screen? What is my membership been going to for the last 14 months? The power for the lights to be able to run the green screen, Akuna. Okay, and it's not the green screen size. I can't move it any further back. There's stuff behind it. Okay, I mean if I had two maybe, but I don't have enough room in here. He's buying Pokemon cards. I don't have any. I have like 5 Pokemon cards. I have like 5 Pokemon cards. Okay. Okay, next news. You're spending your membership money on 600% marks up Siege of Terror books. Imagine. You would have had enough room in the old room for configuration. That's just not true, Martin. That's just not true. I am tempted to move this room around again, but I can't be bothered. I might put my desk that way, this way, and then have a plain wall behind me, which might be fun. I don't know. Did you put loads of effort into reorganizing that room without realizing the same amount of stuff in the same square footage? I changed the room round so the door wasn't behind me. I could have the door open. It's not that I used to have more room. It's just I moved it round because it's a nicer setup because you got all it's like a closed off area in the back. So like because I used to have it, I used to have the door shut, which made it really hot in here, even during winter or even during the summer, awful. But also if I had the door open, it looked weird, and also you can see Georgie walking past and stuff. So Mikey's new green screen has completely overshadowed the news. The news is I've got a green screen. I've had the green screen for years, but I'm now actually using it. You should do a 360 desk in the middle of the room. But yeah, like the whole point of spinning it round is so it's like an enclosed area on camera. Green screen so you can't see the wall of Siege of Terror books. Actually, shit, yeah, it's actually just piles and piles of part 3 behind the green screen. I mean, in the other newsroom, in the green room. That's what I've done. Okay, I've just got to hide all the things behind me, so you don't see that I've got like 9,000 copies of Siege of Terror And they're all on eBay, okay? But don't report mine. Don't report mine, chat. Please don't report mine. I need the money. Cut Georgie out the news. No, it's just so Georgie can be in the news when she wants to be, and also doesn't have to be in the news when she doesn't want to be, like when she goes to the bathroom, okay? But no, I just need more space, okay? So we need to get this member number up. Let's get this member number up so we can do all world battle report, and then we can put the next goal on, eventually get the tattoo, okay? When I get the tattoo, I'll probably be able to afford a studio because they're so fucking expensive. Don't green screen for the room you have. Green screen for the room you want. Multi-million-dollar studio. Multi-million-dollar. Okay, chat. If we get a real studio, I'll do this. Okay, this is non-legally binding. If we get a real studio where I can actually do stuff, this is what we'll have. Okay. Don't have a studio. I needed more space, Martin. And also, my sanctuary studio is over an hour away, so it's hardly usable anymore. I'm wanting to, I spoke about it on stream a few times. I'm wanting to consolidate my workspace into one space. Okay. I can't use something that's over an hour drive away as like as a place to work. It's full of junk. It's not full of junk. It's full of Warhammer. In other news, that t-shirt's pretty epic. Use my code into the AM/Hellstorm and use Hellstorm at checkout. It's only an hour away. That's my daily commute to work. Yeah, but does it make sense? Listen, it doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense. There's not enough room to put all my shit there, okay? And I need my computer to work. I'm not moving my computer every single day. That's stupid. Can't put it over there. It's too far away to do anything. There's not enough room to do anything there either because I've got 2 rooms that are too small. I need one big room. One big, massive room. You should rent mercenary. One room studio flat's more expensive than a business premise. Go to your room for limited space. Listen. Stop saying the room's full of junk. It's not full of junk. What are you talking about? Look, you made my camera angry. That commute's complete waste of time. Yeah, I just need like one place where all my shit is rather than 2 rooms that are too small. You know? I can only do battle reports at Sanctuary. I can only do painting and a little bit of printing here. I'd like one room where I can do all of it all together. So if you pay subscription, change your mind. Jay's gonna have to time you out. That's my brother. I timed him out for 10 seconds. Jamartin, you're just talking out your ass. Why do I have to trip over boxes? Because there's too much stuff there. You need more space. Basement? Andy, I live in the UK. I live in the UK. Admin abuse. It's my brother. I can do what I want. Just knock a wall down. Yeah, I'll just knock a wall down that way, straight to outside. That'll be fine. So use your loft. I have a loft, but it needs converting, and it's also rented, so I would never do that. All I'm saying is it'd be nice to have some more space. That's not really the point of today. That's not really what this stream's about. Stream on the drive. I could stream on the drive that I also don't have. I'm fair game. Well said, James. When did you text me? Yeah, I asked you about your DS. I think you replied. I was like, okay. Oh yeah, I didn't read it on Monday. The screen's like ultra. Sorry, I'm leaking. They are super rare. I did not know. I'm like, what are you on about? My brother sent me a picture of a DS, and I was like, okay. Sounds like the shed is required. Yeah, it doesn't need a bigger place. It'd be nice to have more space. Welcome to renting experience in the UK. Yeah, literally. What's wrong with your basement? I don't have one, Akuno. I don't have one. Where's all the money from the pegging videos? I don't have an OnlyFans, and I don't do pegging. God's sake, I wish I said it that in the right order. Come to London. I don't think I could afford to live anywhere but where I live now. I don't think I could afford to live anywhere but where I live now. Someone clicked that for you. Read on Monday. I didn't read it on Monday. I read it now. Do you have a shovel? You're all talking shit. Okay. I looked at a really nice place the other day, but I just can't afford it, which is really gutting because it was like literally perfect. It is literally perfect, chat. It was so good, but it's just too expensive. I showed it on Discord the other day, but all the pictures went fucky for some reason. I don't know if I'm going to bother showing you. The pictures are shit. They had a skylight, which was cool. Does this leak where it is? Not really. That one might do. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the pictures, but it was like... It's so nice. It's just too expensive. Like, they had like this bit, which I thought that's really cute, really cool. That could be like the little printer area. And then it had like this main room, which was going to be like the battle report area and like streaming area. Chat, it was so good, but it was just so out of my price range. It was so nice though. It was so nice. Oh shit, sorry, I'm going back to the newsroom. Stewie, thanks for the 5 gifted. Look at that, we're so much closer to getting a real place. Look at that. How many members for the studio? Members. If we only talk gifted, I would need... Wait, let me do the math. I would need...
Member.
To pay for just the studio, I would need like 150 members a month. That's not including paying anything else. That's just rent. So it's very expensive. Rejoined. The Raid Channel Legend sponsor is right there. That would pay for a month. Also, where's this Tomb King's contact? It's being edited. It's very good. It's very good. That's like a quarter of a tattoo. Exactly, but every month. Let's just say 1K a month. I volunteer Steve. So your Horus Heresy books at 600% markup. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Ask if Manscaped can sponsor like 2,000 videos of you procrastinating Tomb Kings. That would be a good sponsor, I think. That would be a good sponsor. You're paying 2K for a tattoo? No, it's not 2K. More than 2K. Anyway, chat, let me talk about some more news anyway, before we get even more distracted, okay? If you want to support the channel, become a member, be like Congress G for the 5 gifted! Bad Scar, Aaron Matthews, Janitor P, Jimmy Williams, and Todd Grindle. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't already. Oh. I don't think that worked. No, I pressed the wrong button. Bam. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't already. It's free to join, but if you are a member, you get more access, and that's thanks to Stewie. So make sure you call them Paul. Let's talk about more news. Game Digital or Game Shop, you might know it if you're a part in the UK. Basically, our version of GameStop, if you're outside the UK, is ending trade-ins and another nail in the coffin of physical media, and is a slippery slope towards companies like PlayStation and Xbox having the monopoly over prices and accessibility to games. Discard. What are you saying, Discard? So, Eurogamer have reported on this, saying UK retailer Game to cease video game trade-ins, because Game has been struggling for a long time. Okay, Game's been struggling for a long time. They used to be like a mainstay staple on the high street with the likes of Game Station. Again, all these brands are equivalent to our GameStops. Okay, if you're outside the UK. But then Game bought out Game Station years ago when Game Station was struggling, and now it's like Game are going the same way. Okay, my local Game. Oh, God damn it! I need a button for newsroom. My local Game is in a sportswear shop. It's in, I think it's JD Sports or something like that. It's in a sportswear. I got my shoes and then went to look at video games. And then they've got like a game arena, which is just a room with computers in it, which is quite cool. But yeah, like games struggling. It's gone to an administration a few times, got bought out, and now it's struggling again. As part of integration of game, we'll be phasing out trading pre-owned and Game Elite offerings in the UK over the coming months. Pre-owned will still be available in our standalone stores across the UK while stocks last, and Game Elite will still be available until the end of summer. I didn't know they had Game Elite. Why would they cancel that? The Wargamer understands the move has been prompted by the growing number of game outlets now located within Sports Direct stores, which require a separate till that tracks the large back catalogue items the chain currently accepts for trading. So yeah, it's like they're all located within Sports Direct, not JD Sports. My apologies. Yeah, they're all in Sports Direct. They're not in JD Sports. Games Till software remains distinct from the software used by Sports Direct and also requires trading for shop staff to deal with. Removing this would streamline the operation further rather than undertake a costly process of merging systems in an age of declining physical games. So what they're trying to do is like consolidate Sports Direct products with Game rather than currently now Game and Sports Direct. Game is like a sublet essentially. What they're trying to do is have Game become part of Sports Direct. It'll still be like a separate area in the shop, but they want Sports Direct staff to run it. They don't want like other staff having to like get involved, having all this backlog, etc. They want it to be like, okay, we sell this X amount of games, you scan it, you sell it. You don't have to trade in or anything like that. But obviously, trade-ins comes with a lot of things like testing old games that have been traded to make sure they work, check for scratches, check the box, etc. It's loads of extra things that they don't currently do. Whereas if they just sold new games, anyone who works at Sports Direct could run the till. Essentially, that's what they're on about. You know, so they're basically, I said they've slightly changed the story, but the main news is Game is no longer taking trade-ins. Okay, that's like their next step to consolidate the business and keep it profitable. Is like have staff work at Sports Direct and Game at the same time. Okay, also Game is a sports guys to mix, literally. My local game is just full of Funko Pops. The thing is, Cappy Chaos, that's the most profitable stuff now. It's the merchandise, not the games. You know, with the likes of like Xbox and PlayStation, with like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, etc. With Steam, with Game Pass, etc. and stuff like that. Like anything that's like digital media that's easily accessible. Like physical media is slowly dying. However, to the detriment of other things. But like people don't go into stores to buy games very often. It's like the Nintendo Switch is probably the last staple that is like really good for doing that. You know? So like merchandise around games is much more profitable, and people are more likely to buy it. They're going to buy it for their kids, they're going to buy it for themselves, like they're going to buy it for their friends, etc. Like you're not gonna really go into a game shop to buy games very often. You're actually going to go into a game shop to trade in old games and then buy a new one, or you're going to go into a game shop and buy merchandise around the games you like. Tradings are an absolute ball ache when I worked there. Well, they're getting rid of them now, bro. Let's get a job at Game. No more dealing with trade-ins. Yeah, Game sells Warhammer stuff and Magic the Magic the Gathering stuff as well now. It's all about physical products that you can't buy digitally. I don't know if you've noticed, but they've gone from selling games that are now easily available online to selling stuff that you can't really buy digitally. Now, you can obviously get it on Amazon or whatever, but all the stuff they sell, or the stuff that is taking up a lot of the shop, is stuff that isn't digital. However, that has led, as always, to bullshit takes. And it's always a CEO. So what we've seen is Ubisoft kind of come out around the same time with the dumbest take on the planet Earth. Okay. So Ubisoft exec says gamers need to get comfortable with not owning your games. Ubisoft director of subscription says that gamers need to start feeling comfortable with not owning the games they're playing. Just like with music and television, the games industry is slowly shifting towards an all-digital future for some time now. Now, you might remember... God damn it. you might remember, I need to really add a button. I'll do it in a minute. You might remember PlayStation recently were in a lot of shit because people were renting films via the PlayStation Store. And then when those films were kind of like taken off, like you lost access to the films that you'd bought digitally. Because essentially they're hosted, like they're having to be hosted by PlayStation. When PlayStation doesn't want to host them anymore, even though you've paid for it, you don't actually have a good example of you don't have access to these things you've paid for. So you paid for it digitally, and then whilst it's available, it's fine. But as soon as PlayStation go, actually we don't want to host this anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore, Andy meme. You can't access the things you paid for. There's loads of uproar. I'm pretty sure there's a lawsuit going on about it. I can't quite remember, but the point stands. There was loads of uproar about it. And if you remember, way back when, Boomers in chat, when the Xbox One came out, they wanted to go to exclusively digital, and there was uproar about it. So Xbox One became basically a games console with an activation disc. The disc you put into the console wasn't really the game. It was an activation disc to download the game. And there was like so much uproar about it. Okay. And now we're just moving with the collapse of getting rid of trade-ins because physical media is dying. It is just one sign of things like this probably soon to becoming the norm. As I said, unfortunately, it seems like the biggest publishers out there aren't concerned about the latter, as a Ubisoft executive recently stated that gamers need to get used to the feeling of not owning their games. Now, when you're like looking at things like Game Pass, like I pay for Game Pass because it's very good and it's also very cheap. For the price of like 2 games a year, I get access to like 60 games a year. Okay, and the fact is, it's like usually a lot of new games are on there as well. But the thing is with it is that it's cheap and it's convenient, so people are going to do it. However, as we're moving towards a more digital age, like being able to hold on to classic media is getting harder and harder. Like the Xbox 360 is probably the most recent, Xbox 360, maybe PlayStation 3 as well, it's probably the most recent console that you could probably get everything on a disc and go and play it. However, every game these days usually doesn't work on release, or you can't buy it physically, and they're moving away from physical. So like being able to archive all of the past games that you would play, like you would a classic game now, is getting harder and harder, and that's what people are worried about. Like in 20 years time, you might want to boot up a game from your Xbox Series X because, I don't know, you want to play Halo Infinite or whatever, but you can't because it's all digital, because a lot of it is downloaded at the time. But as more and more games become only digital, that's going to become harder and harder without extreme piracy. You know, like archiving a game is going to be really easy, but it's all going to be pirated, you know. And even then, he's going to, like, on the flip side, if you're like, I don't care, I'll just pirate it all, it's getting harder and harder to pirate because the only media they've got is all locked down via these services like Ubisoft want, like EA Go or whatever they call it, Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, etc. Many 360 multiplayer server. Yeah, but I'm not talking about multiplayer. I'm talking about like games, like single player games and stuff like that. Things that like want to be archived, like story games and stuff like that. You know. I love having a physical copy of something. Plus, the cost of not producing physical media should make games cheaper. And that's the thing. They don't make the games cheaper. The games are the same price. You just don't actually own it. You know. Again, subscription services like Game Pass are part of the problem, but they're really cheap. Okay, and they're convenient, and people will gravitate towards cheap and convenient over expensive, but with the future in mind. Okay, cost of living crisis and stuff like that. You know, you've got to remember that all of these things factored in. People go for a cheaper option. Why would I buy Halo Infinite when I can play it on Game Pass for free? It's because I didn't know it was on Game Pass. Okay, I bought Halo Infinite on Steam, and if Steam ever go, oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of Halo Infinite, and I haven't got it installed, I can't get it again, and I lose 60 quid, you know, or whatever it was. It was very expensive. But that's the thing. With the game no longer accepting trade-ins, physical media going down, as the original article said, Microsoft and Sony and stuff like that are going to have just a bigger monopoly on the market of controlling prices. Okay, they're just going to control the prices of they're gonna have no competition, because even though they're like selling stuff to the game so they can sell it for them, like if there's no competition, they control the market. They already have a heavy influence on the market, especially Microsoft with owning nearly every brand available these days. But they're just gonna have like a bigger power influx on the market, the prices, how things are dealt with, which is not good. People don't go to game because it's expensive compared to Amazon. Yeah, exactly. Like Amazon is obviously a big competitor as well, but game is just it's like high street stores are dying in general. But like this is another nail in the coffin. Then one nail in the coffin, high streets are dying because Amazon, etc. But the next nail in the coffin is like physical media is also dying at the same time. Mikey, Sony owns more than Microsoft by a large margin. Don't Microsoft own Bethesda and Activision, like two of the biggest game developers in the industry. Doesn't Sony own like nothing? Name 5 games on the PlayStation 5 and name 5 games on the Xbox. The PlayStation 5 has 0 games. I don't think they own more. The physical world is dying. RIP. Yeah, we're all going to be on the metaverse soon anyway. The statement was made by Ubisoft's director of subscriptions, Philip Tremblay, who recently spoke to get. Funnily enough, it's the guy who's trying to get subscriptions in. About the digital future of Ubisoft Plus. Specifically, Tremblay states that people eventually got comfortable with not owning their CD or DVD collections, and that a similar shift in attitude needs to happen in gamers. He goes on to explain that not owning a game doesn't mean you lose your progress, and that you still keep the time invested in what you've built, even though you don't have a physical copy to stick on your shelf. Tremblay also says that he understands the gamer's perspective when it comes to owning games, but claims that services like Ubisoft Plus will allow them to access their games when you feel like, until they don't want to pay for them anymore. Now, it's a bit different with Ubisoft in particular, because obviously they are a publisher themselves, so they won't have to pay a license to keep their games alive. What if Ubisoft dies, okay? Then what if you want to play old Assassin's Creed and you've only got it digitally by Ubisoft Plus? Ubisoft goes, you know what? I don't think I will. And then they die, and then you don't have access to all of your old games because the company is shit, you know? Maggie Bloodborne's not on the PS5. It's a PS3 game. It's a PS3 game. Tremblay's view on physical games isn't that shocking considering he's a director of subscriptions, but he does leave out some concerns shared by many when it comes to subscription services. For starters, games actually do come and go on these services right now, with the most recent example being Grand Theft Auto 5 leaving Xbox Game Pass. If you play games via only subscription service, you can very easily lose access to certain titles on a regular basis. So yeah, like, the thing is, a Game Pass, if they lose it, I don't think you can play it anymore if you've got it installed. Even if you got it installed. Spider-Man is not exclusive to PlayStation. It comes on PC. Yeah, it comes late, but it's not exclusive. Developers owned by Sony. Yeah, but all of those brands you're mentioning aren't massive. They're big, but they're not as big as Bethesda and and Activision. Activision probably dwarfs all of those. God of War, Jim Martin, great game series and a great answer. PlayStation 5 has God of War. So God of War currently costs around £600 to play. It still has no games. It has one game. Name one other exclusive game that PlayStation has. God of War's on PC. PlayStation has no games. PlayStation, again, has 0 games. Secondly, games that are pulled from online stores for one reason or another would mean they cease to exist in all digital future. 2 high-profile examples are the original Alan Wake and Ubisoft's very own The Crew, both of which were pulled due to license issues. While the former eventually returned to digital storefronts thanks to recent remaster, The Crew can no longer be bought and will poof out of existence on March 31st. A prime example of Ubisoft's own game. Mikey, it has one game. Demon's Souls. That's a PlayStation 3 game, Raziel. It's the only reason I'd want a PS5 is play the remaster of Demon's Souls. But that's one game. Is it Ratchet & Clank PS only? No, it's on PC now. You can buy Ratchet & Clank on Steam. Yeah, Rift Apart is on Steam. I nearly bought it the other day. I don't know what Knack is. But it's not a game. It's not real. PlayStation more exclusive. It doesn't. It doesn't have more exclusives. Are you about to tell me that like PlayStation has that game, that demo game that comes on PlayStation 5 with that character, that Astro Boy or whatever his name is? Knack is the PlayStation 3 or 4 launch game. I'm sure the ultimate gamer setup is PC and Nintendo Switch. Mercenary, goated. Yeah, you're right. You are right. That's correct. That's what I have, and that's why it's the right answer. Everything that I can play on Xbox or PlayStation, I can play on PC, and then Nintendo Switch. It's sick. Switch is the best console. Despite these worries, it seems inevitable that publishers will try and push more and more players towards subscription services for the foreseeable future. They've seen how much money that brings to the streaming giants such as Netflix and Disney and want a slice of that action, with subscription revenue making up 89% of video-based content market in the UK last year. That is crazy high, 89%. But that's the thing, everybody has Netflix and everyone has Disney, right? Final Fantasy does come to Xbox late. Xbox and PC late. I think we're getting... Because obviously Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I'm excited to play, is coming out on PlayStation in February, but it's actually coming out in May on everything else. PlayStation has a better controller. I think the Switch controller is the best. But it's also just like an Xbox One, so... According to the internet, PlayStation 5 has 12 exclusive games. That's 0 games. That is 0 games. Astro's Playroom. Demon Souls. A remake. A remake. Destruction All Stars. Chat. Dark Pictures VR. Rail Shooter. Final Fantasy VII Rebirths is coming to all platforms in May. That's not exclusive. Horizon Call of the Mountain. Horizon is a good answer. No one said Horizon. Horizon is a good answer for exclusive along with God of War, but that's not exclusive. Marvel's Wolverine. We don't really know when that's coming out. I think that is by Insomniac, but that'll probably come out on PC. Quantum Error. Rise of Ronin. Spider-Man 2, granted exclusive right now, will come to PC. Lads, it's not looking good. Horizon's on PC. No games! No games! Switch controller? No, I mean the Switch Pro controller, bro. This one. That one. That's the best controller, I think. Horizon's on PC. PlayStation just timed exclusive. Yeah, timed exclusive, I think, is the only thing they've got these days. Anyway, so to land on that point, the account Elon Musk is a Nazi, which I'm not saying he is. I'm just reading the name. Remember, folks, if buying games doesn't mean that you own them, then piracy isn't stealing. You know, that's what that seems to be the there's a word for it? Rhetoric? I don't know. That's what people are starting to think. If games you don't own games, you can't steal it. Okay, that's what people are saying. I'm not advocating for stealing. However, I'm also not disagreeing with anything I read. Okay, general consensus. Thanks, Mercenary. I'm so dumb. I need to go to talk to more people. I talk to my computer about Warhammer so much I forget general English. I want to be a pirate, literally. So I'm not saying you should go out and illegally download stuff, chat. I'm just saying that's what people seem to be saying. The general consensus. Okay. That's That's all. Okay. Okay. You wouldn't steal a handbag. You wouldn't download a game. You wouldn't download a Toon King's data card. Let's not forget, Ubisoft tried to push NFTs in a Dead Ghost Recon game. It's so funny. Like, even Twitter is getting rid of support of NFTs, which is hilarious. The general consensus seems to be fuck 'em. I'm just reading chat, okay? I'm not saying anything. Okay? I'm not saying anything. So that's the news on physical media and game dying. Anyway, that's the news on physical media and game dying, which is a bit of a shame. The game's like one of those staple shops that you like to go to the high street, but I don't buy anything there, so I'm part of the problem. Again, I play Nintendo Switch and I play PC. So, and to be fair, I don't really buy that many games for the Nintendo Switch either. I just buy the new releases. Am I part of the problem? Maybe. I only really buy big new releases as well. Anyway, got a little bit more news today. The biggest hot take, not hot take, biggest mic drop moment I've seen on the platform in a while was by Magic Online. Okay. Magic Online tweeted yesterday, we're currently experiencing an outage our team is investigating right now. Okay. Now, I don't usually like calling out brands for good tweets. However, there was a reply that says, one more error and I'll install it, with a screenshot of Hearthstone. Okay. And the reply by Magic Online was, do it, you won't. Which I thought was hilarious. Which I thought was absolutely fucking brilliant. One more error and I'll install Hearthstone. Dare ya. Go on then. Anyway, that's a quick fire news round. Okay. The final one. Game is shutting its doors. No, game's not shutting its doors. It's getting rid of trade-ins. It's getting rid of tradings. The final news of the day before we talk about Toon Kings. You don't have the minerals to install it. You don't have the mana. Which is the case after getting the good books quick after getting flack for AI art. Yeah, the AI art thing was really bad. One hour into learning Toon King stream. It's after the news. The final news story. We do it after the news. Relax. After the news. We've got one story to go through. And it's about everyone's favourite internet video gamer. The real Toon Kings are the capitalists we memed along the way. The last news story is about everyone's favourite internet video gamer, Billy Mitchell. Now, if you don't know about Billy Mitchell, I'll give you the long and short of it, okay? Billy Mitchell is... What she title should be I Fight Chat on PS exclusive. I mean, I won. I did win that. It was so easy. Billy Mitchell, if you don't know, now... Legally, everything I say is allegedly, because allegedly Billy Mitchell is very known for suing people that insult him, including the Irregular Show that made a bit of a joke about him. Okay. Now, Billy Mitchell was, or is, a Donkey Kong world record holder for playing fastest. Basically, speedrunner played Donkey Kong, okay? Now, there has been lots of reports over the years about him as allegedly cheating due to using MAME software, using an emulator rather than using original hardware. And there's loads of stuff you can watch about it, you know, but essentially, the long and short of it is, Billy Mitchell cheated at Donkey Kong, had his scores revoked, and then 5 years ago, put in a lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, the hosts of the world records, and and said they were defaming him because they said he was a cheater. Okay, but to yesterday, now this has been updated because IGN originally lied in their tweet because they were wrong. But essentially, nearly 6 years ago, after the dispute first began, Billy Mitchell's record Donkey Kong scores have officially been stored by Twin Galaxies, which is not correct. That's why they've had to put mostly. Okay. In a statement posted on his website, because the case has been closed now, or the case has been settled, as far as I know. Twin Galaxies announced that all of Mitchell's scores have been reinstated on its historical database after the first being removed back in 2018. Twin Galaxies describes its historical database as a legacy snapshot preserving performances prior to 2014 when the site came under new ownership. Mitchell had previously been banned and his scores were removed after accusations of using improper hardware. And he made a lawsuit. He filed a lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, because he had a lawyer come in and say, maybe there's a malfunction and that's why it looks dodgy. But if you just search Billy Mitchell, MAME versus arcade, and then go on images. And you just look at this, okay? So this is what the arcade version looks like. This is what Billy looks like, his world record, his next world record. And this is what an emulator looks like. An emulator is a band. You can't see it because I'm in the way. As you can see. Arcade version, Billy's world record, Billy's other world record, what an emulator looked like. They were trying to say it looks like this on Billy's hardware because of a malfunction with the videotape recording. That's why it looks different. So now you know he's a cheat. The restored scores include 1 million scores shown in the documentary King of Kong, the 1 million in a bit run referred to as mortgage broker score, and the 1,060,000 performance score known as the Boomer score. Mitchell was originally banned from Twin Galaxies after a forum poster presented evidence that he may have been playing on a MAME, a well-known arcade emulator, in violation of the site's rules. It's got to be played on original hardware for the record he was breaking. Mitchell's records were also expunged from the Guinness World Records, but were restored in 2020 after eyewitness accounts, expert gameplay analysis, and hardware verification, which is just his friends. According to Twin Galaxies, the scores were restored after Dr. Michael Zyder, this is the engineering expert who said, determined that Mitchell's arcade hardware may have been unmodified after all. In his report, Zyder said that visual anomalies could potentially be attributed to aging hardware components and Mitchell's submitted videotapes being copies of copies. The reason it looks so different, chat, is because it's a copy of a copy. Bear in mind, this is the image we're looking at, just to clarify. It looks weird, chat, because it's a copy of a copy. It looks completely different and almost like it's a different game because that's an emulator compared to the arcade version because videotape copies. Anyway, he hasn't actually, god damn it, he hasn't actually had them reinstated. As I said, IGN have changed their tune because their original tweet is not what this said. However, Twin Galaxies put out a statement about this, saying, in fair consideration of expert opinion provided by Dr. Zyder on behalf of Mr. Mitchell, and consistent with Twin Galaxies' dedication to the meticulous documentation and preservation of video game score history, Twin Galaxies shall heretofore, I think they meant therefore, reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's scores as part of the official historical database on Twin Galaxies' website. And if you go to the historical database, this section of Twin Galaxies' website hosts a historical archive of the original score database, copied verbatim from the system obtained during Twin Galaxies' acquisition in 2014. It says an unmodified legacy snapshot preserving performances and achievements predating the current TG ownership and modern education protocols. Essentially, this lawsuit has been settled, so Billy Mitchell is now in the Internet Archive as he used to hold a record. He's not in the current records. He's not allowed to be in current records because they still claim he's a cheater. However, they've said he can go in the historical archive snapshot archives database that they don't use anymore because it used to be a record technically, even though he's basically known for being a cheater. So that is how they have settled it finally. So Billy Mitchell now can say, I have a world record in the historical archive where they don't look at it anymore. Which is very funny, which is hilarious, I think. Because I don't think, the thing is with America, right, if you, like, you probably understand this, but the thing is America is you can take anyone to court and it's whoever has the most money usually wins. And Billy Mitchell definitely had more money, but Twin Galaxies didn't want to go to court because it's expensive. They would probably win, they would very likely win because there's so much evidence, but they didn't want to go to court. So they managed to, I don't know, there's loads of videos you can go watch about this. Carl Jobs did 2 videos like in the past week about it if you wanted to go watch that. Because he's currently in a lawsuit with Billy Mitchell as well, because Carl Jobs is being sued for defamation for calling him a cheater, and Billy Mitchell is suing him for it, but Carl is going to court with him. He says he's not going to settle, he's going to go to court. But essentially, it's whoever has the most money wins in these court cases. And Twin Galaxies don't want to go forward with it. Supposedly, Billy Mitchell made loads of mistakes. Twin Galaxies made a few mistakes as well. And it sounded like he was going to lose at court anyway. So Billy wanted to settle early. So he's taken this really shit deal, which is slightly in his favor because now he is in the record. It's just in the Internet Archive record that no one cares about. Which is very funny. Very, very funny. Carl's in the Australia. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so he'll because it's a overseas debate, it'll probably be very different. In the settlement, he won his spot on their own version of the leaderboard, like the Wayback Machine only, not the actual scoreboard. Exactly. It's not really a win, but it's not a loss for Billy Mitchell. That's the problem, really. So. Isn't news also the new amazing Dark Angels attachment? No, because it's crap. That's not news. So if I take part in the Olympics 100-meter sprint in a car and only film myself in the heads up, does that work? I mean, according to Twin Galaxies, yeah. They had everything to own his cheating ass and then throw it away. Yeah, the thing is, it's just about money though, isn't it? It's one of those you can't, like, companies usually can't afford to keep going with, like, a lawsuit because it's so expensive. I say it has to go to court without being settled. Yeah. But I think they settle because that'll get Billy Mitchell off the case. He's on a record, but no one cares about it. So it's kind of a win for him. So there you go. If you've ever heard of Billy Mitchell, now you know where the current state is at of Billy's career. He's still getting sued. Or he's still trying to sue. But I don't think it'll go in his favour. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know when that'll be happening. I'll try and keep an update. But I just thought it was funny that he's still in the news for cheating. And it's been going for like 5 years now. I don't even know when the record was set. It was like pre-2010 as well. So like it's a really old case that's still going, which is quite funny, to be honest. Learn to get a whooping more like fam. Right, well, okay. I think that's the end of the news chat. Thank you for tuning into the breaking news. If you didn't tune into the breaking news, I didn't tune in just for the breaking news, tune into Tomb Kings now at a time. Now we're going to talk about Tomb Kings. So thank you for watching the breaking news, and I will catch you next time. And then we have to do the slick transition. Whoa, we're back in the studio. That's crazy. That's crazy, chat. That's so crazy. Okay. And talk about Tomb Kings. Right, see you later, everyone. Bye. Okay. Chatterinos. Time to talk about Tomb Kings. Okay. So, I have my first game of the old world today. Okay. Look at all those half-naked anime figures. software. I had my first game of Warhammer Fantasy today. Now, I've been doing my research with this tome of tomes. And this. Where's my Ravening Horde book? Oh, it's over there. Where's my army list? Where's my army list? Here. All 4 tomes trying to learn how to play the Tomb Kings. So I thought today it would be fun to work out the fundamentals of Tomb Kings and jot them down so I can then go off and make a video about the fundamentals of playing with Tomb Kings. I talk about Tomb Kings ends the stream. You can't talk shit about my figs when you have a Daki hanging up. That's me, though. In the Army Books paperback. So if you don't know, currently the old world is going to look something like this. I don't know what the future, but currently we're playing. This is what we got: the rule book. We've got the Ravening Hordes book, which is essentially an index. It's like Index Evil. That's what I'd call it if you play 40k. And then Arcane Journal is like an expansion book. It's not really an army book. It's not really like a codex. It's like an expansion. It's like a supplement. But I'm playing 1250 points today because I'm going to be using the instruction manual, which comes with the box set, which is very cool. Kindly sent to me by Games Workshop. Because after the instructions, after you've built everything, like so, you get an army list, which is an exclusive army list for the box set, which is very cool. It's 1250 points on the nose. It already has loads of magical items and stuff like that. But essentially, this is like a let's play Tomb Kings army list. It's 1250 points with the units in the box. You build them like you build them as is the instructions, and you have an army list ready to go. What are you playing against? I'm playing against High Elves because I'm playing against Dan in chat. So I thought what we could do is, whilst I've been trying to do a lot of studying on the old world, and I thought collectively, me and you, chat, could write down some key notes about playing the old world and how Tomb Kings fit. What is this Tomb Kings new 40k army? It's Necron domain. It's what GDO used for their battle report. It is. It is, yeah. So we could look at the battle report if you want to. We could look at the battle report, or we could just try and work it out. So, we need the most important software for this type of stream. Okay? You got it. You got it. It's the notepad. Okay, chat. We've all been absorbing old world content this week. What are the old world fundamentals? Fundamentals. The old world fundamentals. I should really make this text bigger rather than just zooming in. The old world fundamentals are what? I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. As in, what's crucial to play old world? What do we need to think about when we're playing old world? Okay, the entire game is built on kill more equal win. Every mission in the core rulebook is basically done by victory points, and it's all about killing stuff. It's fundamentals, better than 40k, already bigger playbase than Heresy. Spam chariots. This is where I do scouting. Yeah, this is where we're learning to play together, Dan. You're going to teach me the turn structure. I'm going to tell you how to win. You just take Sector and 28 Team Guard chariots in one unit. That's your list. Akuna, it is a good list. Okay. Killing, holding random spots. Usually, no. As far as I'm aware, Akuno, all the missions are purely based on killing things, but the deployments are different. And there's like little funky missions. So let's have a look at the missions. Because that's obviously, how do you win games? You win missions, okay? So there's 6 missions. Okay. So open battle is just fighting. The victory is the person who has the most victory points. And victory points is kill stuff. Okay. There's like the second mission, Breakpoint. Some battles are bitter affairs fought between armies that offer no quarter and expect no mercy, where a pitched battle might end after several hours. Is literally broken and destroyed. On the losing side, there's a seldom trace. So this mission has no turn limit, but it is the person who kills more. Which is also quite funny. So it's just kill more, but there's no limit. Okay. Flank attack. Victory. Kill more. So this one is about setting up different units everywhere, because you've got like 2 types of deployment zone. You got deployment zone A and B, and then you got flanking areas where your rest of your army can come on the other side of the board. All you have to do to win is kill stuff. Again, meet and engagement. Victory. Kill points. Mike, you've already sold me on this game. You're so welcome. So there is no mission in the core rulebook that has a different victory condition other than killing stuff, which is good and bad. So kill more, win. What does that mean? What does that mean, chat? What it means is we need massive, horrible units. Horrible units that kill and don't die. That's what we need to remember. Okay, thanks for the 21 months. My tactic is wait until they release a 9 where they're down to use models that weren't sculpted over 20 years ago. I'm sure that won't be far away. That won't be far away. Thank you so much for the 21 months, bud. I really appreciate it. So, instantly, because we're looking at a game that is only about killing things, what we think to ourselves is we need horrible units that kill and don't die. Okay? Just massive, horrible units. Now, the problem is they've kind of tried to mitigate this due to charge initiative, I think. Now, this is all my opinion. If you have ideas or thoughts about what I'm saying, or things that you want to add, do spark up in chat. This is like an open conversation now. So charge initiative is a problem, because when you charge, if you charge over 3 inches, you add this add up to 3 to your initiative value. And initiative is king, because unlike 40k or 86 more about like taking it in turns of fighting, your initiative is very, very crucial and very, very important. It's why elves will do really well, but there are other armies that can kind of keep up. Elves are always pretty good because they have a high initiative. Now, I don't know what their initial thing is. Like, I'm thinking about elves because I'm playing against them for my first time. The first game I'm having is against high elves. Now, elves are known for being fast and fluent, you know, so they become with a high initiative. However, you can increase your initiative by charging, even if you have something such as Strikes Last. So Strikes Last is usually reserved for things like great weapons. Great weapons being big monster swords that are like AP2 and they like kill everything. They give you Fight Last. But in this game, Fight Last doesn't actually mean Fight Last. It means you become Initiative 1. But then when you charge and you add 3, you are now Initiative 4. Which is quite funny. So what we have to remember is charge initiative is a problem. So if you have a big horrible unit and then you are charged, you could like lose loads of your unit, even if they're hard to kill. You lose a bunch, but you don't get to swing back very well because you might have a bunch killed and then you lose attacks. Do elves still have strike first? I don't know. They could do. I'll turn to a random page. Dragon Princes. From what I can tell, they don't naturally have strikes first. But they are Initiative 5. But charge initiative is a problem, because if you have a big unit and you charge something and kill something, then you are left out with your dick in your hand and you have problems maneuvering, trying to get another charge off before you are charged yourself. You know? If you are charged, so you can get +3 on the charge. If you charge a flank, you can get +4 to initiative. So you can have great weapons swinging at initiative 5 just by them charging your flank, which is obviously not very good. Okay. So this is what draws you to kill more, win, draws you to massive horrible units that don't die, but then those units can get bodied because you can get out initiatived because you get charged by multiple units, and then you get out initiative, so you lose loads because you get bodied. So getting bodied is a problem. Getting bodied or flank bodied. Let's say flank bodied. As a dual player, what is initiative? Everybody gets charged initiative. It's very important. So in a game where combat is key, they made combat charges important. They did. That's crazy. The best way to counter is to be tough or hard to kill. The thing is, though, is if you start being, you can be tough. If you're tough, you can't stop people. You can't kill people back. So you need to be horrible units that kill and also don't die, which is hard to come by. And then if you are relying on multiple big units, you can get outcharged by other units that chip away at you and hold you back. Don't let them charge your flank. Obviously, you just don't get charged in the flank, but you might get charged in the flank. Tough and also have good leadership. Yeah, tough and good leadership. Because if you break, so after you have combat, you work out who won combat. So it's essentially who killed more with modifiers from banners and stuff like that. Then you do a leadership check. If you roll below your leadership, but you roll above your leadership with a modifier of the combat resolution, such as you lose combat by 5, your initiative 10, and you roll a 9, you will break, but you'll fall back in good order, which basically means you'll just pull out of combat. No real detriment, except you're going to get probably bodied again by the enemy. However, if you fail your leadership without considering the combat resolution, you can get cut down, as far as I'm aware. I think that's right. But essentially, there's 2 types of breaking when you lose combat. You lose combat, you roll the leadership, you pass your leadership, but you fail your break test, which is your leadership plus your combat resolution, which is usually adding to your leadership. But if you fail leadership, not including combat resolution, you can get chased and cut down. You turn around and fall back. You don't fall back in good order. That's as far... I'm pretty sure that is correct. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Now, yeah, as a Tomb King player, we have unstable. So Tomb Kings have unstable. So we put Tomb Kings here. Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings. Unstable. Crumble. Don't fall back. Don't forget, we talk about old world fundamentals, guys. We're not talking about Tomb King. We weren't talking about Tomb King specifically, but you are correct. Old world fundamentals, Tomb King's fundamentals. Okay. So getting flanked and bodies is an issue, obviously. You don't want to get flanked. So what we need to do is, because we've got these big horrible units that don't die, we do need... I have no idea what's happening, but I'm all for it. I'm explaining how you win old world games. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just read what's on screen. You're all good. So what we do need is chaff charge screens. That's the word. Chaff's charge screens. So having screens is very important, such as cheap horsemen, skirmishing units are very important to deny your opponent getting a flank, getting in your side, or getting an early charge, because the problem is with chargers is the charge range, especially if you've got stuff like Swift Stride, is essentially 2d6 plus your move. Swift Stride, as far as I'm aware, or can declare a little bit further. Again, all of these rules, there's so many rules to take in chat. There's like 150 pages. I'm doing my best, okay? You need charge screens to either deny charges or deny flank charges, which is obviously very important, because we've said don't get flank charge. So chaff charge screens currently suddenly becomes super important. Now, these are cheap units. Again, horses are great for a great example. Swiss Ride. Which one's the one that gives you plus D6? Cavalry get plus 2d6 plus move, and they get plus 3 to their charge declaration, right? Because I know the Necro Sphinx gets it. What's it called? Swift Stride. It says Swift Stride as well. Let me check, chat. Let me have a look. Swift. Nearly. Swift Stride. A unit with special rule can increase its maximum possible charge by 3 inches, and when it makes a charge, flee, or pursuit, may roll an additional d6. So we're both right. We're both right. So Swift Stride has a 2d6 plus move charge, and you can declare more than 3 inches, an additional 3 inches away. So you suddenly get a very long charge if you got anything with Swift Stride. So horses, chariots, large flying things usually have Swift Stride as well. So what you have to be careful of is these can charge very fast. So you need cheap shit units that are just going to like tank it. Now the problem is with cheap shit units is free VP. Because they're going to die. They aren't there to do damage. They are to stop you getting charged. But what they help you do is help set up counter charges. So essentially what we know is we need disruption units to help set up a counter charge by denying our opponent's charges. Okay. Chariot runners are screens. Yeah, for sure. Instead of screen chaff, can you scare a unit positioned for flank charge on the attacker? Yeah, but what is the attacker going to charge? They're going to charge a shit. They're going to go for the big unit. They're always going to try and go for the big unit. Now, I think this is where people will start losing. They're going to go for big, horrible things that don't die, but then they're going to get bodied by lots of other things and just lose out. Because you've got to have a mix of supporting characters to buff things on the table, units that are very strong, that aren't going to die, that can kill stuff, etc. All of that, all of those good things. And then they need skirmishing units to deny charges, break charges and just cause problems for the opponent. So they are some of the. I don't know if there's any other old world fundamentals. Like, if anyone else has any other old world fundamental ideas, now's the time to say, well, I blow my nose. Okay. Excuse me. Honestly, chat, archers are a good screen. Just so you know, Mikey, I have my 60 archers. Do you have 60 archers in your list today? No, you don't, you liar. Ten. You have 20 archers today and a bolt thrower. Liar. Chaff is good to block line of sight as well. Also true. Also very true. Chaff is great for line of sight block. Because you can't see through models in this edition. Even your own unit. Because you can't draw a line of sight. Which is why like archers have things like volley fire. If you like volley fire. Because volley fire essentially lets you shoot half the number of the front rank. So if you have a rank of 8. In the second rank, 4 more can shoot, for example, or 10 and 5, etc. Because you can't see through your own unit without special rules. So that's why everyone's talking about hills. Put everything on hill. You can see both ranks instead of one. But Chaff is great for line of sight blocking because if you're like, oh, I don't really want my shit to get shot by that, you put a Chaff unit in the front and then they can't. Which is why cannons slash war machines are popular for killing monsters slash behemoths. What else can could be called skirmish? Yeah, but that's not a ranked unit. You know? Chaff above. Because the other thing as well is like template weapons. Template weapons aren't as good anymore. I don't know how much you've seen from the new template. The new template diagrams. However, you don't automatically hit everything under a template anymore. Because, as you can see, this example here, the template has to go above the unit. Where the hole is a direct hit, so that automatically hits. And then everyone else, you have to roll a 4+ if they are partially hit. You know? So they're only partially hit rather than fully hit under that template, unless they're under the circle. Which means a lot of people are going to be taking template weapons to attack monsters and war machines, etc. So, like, you take a war machine to counter war machines. So, because you want the whole of the template to hit something. Obviously, if you've got a big monster, it's got a big base, it's more likely to hit it with the whole. Whereas if you attack a unit, you're only going to hit one model, probably. And then you're going to roll for the rest of them. Here's how that works with breath weapons. I don't think breath weapons work the same way. Because obviously they don't have a hole and they don't scatter. I think they just poke it out and choose still. Let's have a look. Let's have a look how a breath weapon works. Or that flamer template works. A flame template is a teardrop. A model whose base lies completely underneath the template or partially underneath the central hole of a blast template is hit automatically. A model whose base partially underneath the template is hit on a 4+, so it's the same. It just doesn't scatter. You can just work out who hits, but if you get something completely under the base, you are hit. If you are partially hit, it's still a 4+, even with the breath weapon. Cheers, Akuna. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I think breath weapon. No, I think breath weapon is if you are completely under, because it says if you're completely under or under the hole. I'll just double check one more time just to confirm. A models whose base lies completely underneath a template or partially underneath the central hole of a blast template is hit automatically. So if you are completely swamped, if you are completely covered, you are hit. So even with the blast template, if this scattered, this is a 3-inch template. If this scattered to the center line of these two, it would hit these two automatically. You wouldn't have to roll. But if you are partially covered, it's a 4+. But because everyone's on a bigger base, it's going to be harder to get loads of automatic hits. That's the point. So you do still auto hit with a flamer. You don't have to. You don't have to always roll to hit. But if they are partially hit, the hole has to be placed on top of it on a head. It has to go directly in the middle of the base. But I don't think you do with the breath weapon. Let me have a look. Templates are used. These templates are used to determine which models are hit by an attack and as an area effect. The rules. How to position it. Scatter. It doesn't say how you place a breath weapon, though, I don't think. If an attack uses a template, the rules will explain how to position it and how it might scatter as described opposite. Shall we have a look at breath weapon? See if that explains it. I don't think that describes how you place a... it shows you how to place a scatter template, but not a breath weapon. Breath. Breath weapons. Models with the breath weapon can use it once per round. During the shooting phase of its turn, place the flame template with its broad end over the intended target and its narrow end touching the model's base edge anywhere along its front arc. Ah, there you go. So you can place it anywhere, as long as the large end is going towards the enemy unit. So you don't have to place it towards the middle either. This game is so too advanced for my smooth brain. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on in this game. It's just guys getting excited about dwarves. That's fine. So I think they're the fundamentals of Old World. I don't think there's much else you really need to worry about. Just like general things of like what Old World is about. Okay, kill more equals win, because every mission is victory points, and victory point is determined by killing a unit, half strength in a unit. You know, that's like how you win the game. The music's so loud. It's so loud. I'm tempted to turn the music off. There we go. Sorry about that, chat. So yeah, so kill more equals win, because killing more is how you score points. Again, kill a whole unit, get that many VP, plus any bonuses if it's got a banner, and half strength units to get half their points. So massive horrible units are obviously important. You don't want them to break. Charge initiative is a problem. Obviously, if you've got something that's always strike last, it doesn't actually matter, because it's always strike last sets your initiative to 1 before modifiers. If you've got any buffs to initiative, such as charging, they come after the set to 1. So great weapons are actually really scary. Getting flanked and bodies is an issue, which might mean Chaff's charge screens are super important, but they do give away free victory points. But they help set up counter charges, and they're good for line of sight blocking. So if you've got a big horrible unit that you don't want to get shot, you put something shit in front, and they'll have to get shot first. However, usually the chaff units are quite slow, so you want fast chaff, basically. So, like, horses are probably the best sort of chaff, I think. And then Cannons War Machines are going to be popular for killing the opposite, Cannons War, monsters and behemoths, etc. But template weapons aren't as good. So template weapons from War Machines, such as Screaming Skull Catapults, for example, are going to be good for taking out monsters rather than units. So I think that's where we're at. I think they're the fundamentals. I think they're all the important things. My brain is so wrinkle-free right now. It could be a L'Oreal condition. So yeomans for Bretonians. I'm not 100% sure. I can have a look, though. But that is the fundamentals of Old World. So how do we apply this to Tomb Kings that I seem to have lost? There we go. So how do we apply this to Tomb Kings? So what we need to think about is, how do we make this fit in a Tomb Kings army? Okay. Now, kill more equal win. Now, Tomb Kings are inherently slow. But they are a good swarm army with some good hammer pieces. But the bulk of the trick of the undead is they feel more resilient now, because compared to previous editions, but they're not as resilient as most things. However, they are very good at reviving. Obviously, every priest on the board can revive D3 plus their wizard level usually, or D3, or they're just their wizard level. But anyway, high level wizards are going to be very important because the fact is that you're going to want to be using Arise every turn. So Arise, obviously, for the Tomb Kings is... Get out my little instruction manual. Arise is, if you're healing an infantry or cavalry, you'll heal a number of wounds equal to the wizardry level plus D3, which is usually going to be like level 3, let's be honest. Level 3 or level 2. There'll be one level 4 more than likely. If it's a chariot or a war machine, you cover the wizardry level plus 1. And if it's a monster, you recover equal to the wizardry level. So higher wizardry level is going to be very important. But what you're going to be relying on is big units that want to kill stuff. So obviously high level wizards are obviously crucial. Such as the Hierophant. Because obviously the Hierophant is going to be keeping this unit alive. I'm just going to do this so I've got more space. But big units that are very killy. So I think big units that are very killy is Tomb Guard. Or we should put our notes back. Light armored, horde, mostly slow, with fast hammer units. Like Chariot, shut up, chat. Are you stupid? I understand they have chariots, but that's not their whole army. That's one unit. Like Tomb Guard are like key for heavy armor. Heavy armored, hard to kill. Because Tomb Guard are probably the toughest infantry unit in the book. Vampires are slow. They got no chariots. Shut up. So Tomb Guard have light armor and shields, which means they naturally get a 5+ save, which is great. Which is great. They have hand weapons, or they can take halberds. They naturally have Kopesh, so they have additional AP. So Kopesh. So they have additional AP on hand weapon, or hand weapons with AP. But you're usually going to be taking them with halberds, but it's nice that the fact that the hand weapon is pretty good. Hey, Mikey, does it stack? Listen, I will fight you. You know that, don't you? I will actually fight you. They have drilled. I can't remember what drilled does. That's how I've got. This is the problem with the old world, is remembering all the special rules. You will eventually learn them, but I think the initial barrier is learning what all the special rules mean. Let me have a look at drilled. And also, I was watching so much content from other creators the other night, being like, I'm going to learn how to play properly. And all it was just loads of people reading the book, and I got really bored. Drilled. Unless it's fleeing, a drill unit may perform free redress maneuver immediately before moving. Once it's completed, the unit moves as normal. In addition, a unit can drill march. Okay, so drill is okay. You're going to use as a hammer. Hammer unit. Other hammer units. Necro Sphinx. Everyone's talking about it. Necro Sphinx. Now, I don't know if the Necro Sphinx is that good, to be honest. He's quite expensive. How many points is he? Let's have a look. Do the halberds get Kopesh? I don't think so, because I think Kopesh only affects hand weapons. Yeah, only hand weapons, so not the halberds. Doom Scorpion. Necro Sphinx. Necro Sphinxes are 200 points. Now, they're toughness 6, which is a very, very high toughness. There's not really toughness 7 in this book without buffs. They have fly. They have swish stride, so they charge really fast. They also cause terror. So terror is obviously going to be super crucial, because if you can make a unit flee early and then you can chase it down. You can take out a unit without even like going near it. Or well, you will go near it, but the entire unit can get cut down because terror is king. Terror is insane. Because fear is essentially you can like disrupt the enemy, but terror is crazy scary. Okay. For example, terror. Let me read it to you. When a unit causes terror declares a charge, the charge target must immediately make a leadership test. If the test is failed, it must flee. If its test is passed, it can declare its charge actions normally. If the winning side of combat includes one or more unit that causes terror, each unit that belongs to the losing side must apply a -1 modifier to its leadership characteristic when making its break test. So they're more likely to fail a leadership and fail a break test, but also they flee if you charge with a terror unit and they fail, which means you can then cut them down super easily, which is obviously going to be great. However, it's also fast, chunky, but expensive. Because the thing is with the Necro Sphinx compared to the likes of a Tomb Guard, because Necro Sphinx and 20 Tomb Guard are the same points, just about. I think Tomb Guard end up being a little bit more expensive once you start putting the banners in there. So let's say 15 Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard, you can heal D3 plus 4 from a Hierophant. And Necro Sphinx, you heal 1, I believe it is, with a Rise. Or what? Just the Wizard level, just 4. And because the Necro Sphinx only has 6 wounds, it's a little bit easy to kill. What app do you use for list building? There's an app on a web app called Old World List Builder, I believe. If it's a monster, this is a behemoth. What? Troop type, behemoth. Chariot, war machine, or monster. It's none of those. Can you not heal the Necro Sphinx? Have I just learned something crazy? Can you not heal the Necro Sphinx? Chat, I don't think you can heal the Necro Sphinx. Lich Priest. Oh, it has a bit more here. It has a bit more in here. If the unit's troop type is heavy chariot, behemoth, or war machine, it recovers a single wound. So you can only heal the Necro Sphinx 1 wound. Necro Sphinx is a behemoth. It's not a monster. So behemoths are like massive monsters. Monsters are like small. You know? Small boys. Like a tomb scorpion is a monstrous creature. But a Necro Sphinx is a behemoth. So there's like scale. So like behemoth, think behemoth is like super heavy in 40k. And monstrous creatures are monsters. You know? Because like a Necro Sphinx is like the equivalent of a Titan in that regard. So a Necro Sphinx can't be healed. Can't be healed easily. Can't be healed easily. No, it's Grimslayer. You can always watch this back and we can always chat in Discord later. Because you're only healing a Necro Sphinx 1 wound. So like swarms are going to be really good. Because if you've got like an infantry block that is hard to kill and you're only losing like 4 or 5, you can heal them every turn and get them back plus more. Because I think a level 4 wizard is going to be like obviously going to be crucial for a Hierophant. So Necro Sphinx suddenly look good. What's also good is, where are we? We've talked about monsters. We talked about like horrible units that are hard to kill. So Necro Sphinxes are kind of hard to kill because they're naturally tough. Naturally tough. They're also fucking cool models, so that's fine. So then you have, what else do we have? There's also Shabti. Oh, Shabti, baby. Shabti. Now, they are monstrous infantry, so they heal wizard level. So usually 3 to 4. Because they're monstrous infantry. Now, these are slow, but tough. And killing. Now, I think both versions of Shabti are very good. But I think the combat versions are super strong. They are strength 6 minus 3 AP with 3 attacks each at weapon skill 4. Which is obviously like super duper killy. Now they do get strike last. So they're going to be initiative 1. But they're already initiative 2. So it's actually not that much of a downgrade. So on the charge, you're going to be initiative 4 usually with these. Because they have strike last with the ritual blade. But they are tough. Because they have heavy armor. Which I think heavy armor is a 4+ save. I think. I'm pretty sure. Light armor, heavy armor, plate armor. No, heavy armor is a 5+ save, sorry. They just don't have shield. The champion's going to get an additional attack, which is nice. For another 7 points, which is obviously worth it. But the bows are also quite good as well. Because they have armor bane, multiple wounds, and volley fire at 30 inches, strength 6 minus 1. So the bows are great. But I think the ritual blades are really, really strong. Because they're strength 6 minus 3 AP. There's not a lot that's getting a good save against that. Because your max save in this game is a 2+. So you're going to be forcing everyone to a 5+ if they do have a 2+. But the 2+ isn't very common unless you start looking at like exclusively Warriors of Chaos, which are just heavily armored boys. So like 4+ is like your natural, like average natural save, I think. Or 4+ or 5+. So you're going to be ignoring saves. And then just like they hit like a brick, I think. So that's just a bunch of attacks from like 3 of them. Like units of 6 are going to be horrific, I think. But they are 50 points a model. So again, expensive. Expensive, but then when you are healing them, you are getting a full one back usually. Because they have 3 wounds. So when you do heal with the wizard level, because you're going to probably have a level 3 wizard out there, you're just going to get a free 1 back. But again, compared to Tomb Guard, only having 1 wound, not quite as heavily armored. You can take a few wounds, you're more likely to get them back. So that's what you have to remember, is that Undead aren't super tough, but you have lots of options for healing, which is obviously what you got to remember. You're gonna feel more armored compared to previous editions, but less armored against less armored against other people. But you have to rely on a rise as a thing. Okay, I think anyway. So Shabti another good option in my opinion. Now, what we also said we need is, along with massive horrible units, getting flanked is an issue. So we need to look at Chaff. Okay. So skeleton horse archers are very interesting. So horse archers are 11 points a model, which is 1 point more than Tomb Guard. Are cheap skirmishers. So skirmishers, if you don't know, where is it? They may adopt the skirmish formation, which essentially they don't rank up. So skirmishers can spread out 1 inch apart. They don't actually rank up. They also have reserve move. So reserve move is unless charged, marched, fled, or joined the movement phase of its turn, you, the special rule, may take a reserve move at the end of its shooter phase. A unit make a reserve move, makes a move as described in the basic movement rules. It may maneuver normally but cannot march. So essentially, horse archers can move twice a turn in the shooting phase. So they shoot with their archers, which always hit on 5s because of arrows of a Chaff. But then they can move afterwards and have a reserve move. So this unit can be very, very quick because they move 8 inches. So if you go first, you can move 16 inches, which is very good. You should move 8 and then move again. If they march and stuff like that, that's great. I still don't understand all the movement maneuvers. I will before I make a full video about this. But that's obviously crucial. Being able to move after shooting is very, very good. Bang, what did Vanguard do again? That's it. So horsemen, as above, not skirmishers, but they have Vanguard, which is a pre-game move. So horsemen are able to move before the game starts at the start of the game. It is after deployment, units of the special rule may make a Vanguard move. A unit making a Vanguard move moves as described in basic movement rules. It may maneuver normally but cannot march. If both armies contain Vanguard, you roll off. So they have a pre-game move. Again, you can push yourself forward, and then you have your horse archers on one side, you have your normal horsemen on the other side, and now you're being this chaff, you're being this really big screen. Because again, these are relatively cheap. They're 11 points a model. So they're really good at being a good screen, but they're also good at flank charging. So good for screening and flank charges. Because obviously you can push forward to deny your opponent charges. You give them a shit charge first because they have to deal with the horse archers because they're going to flank them if not. And then if they charge them, then you come in for your counter charge with your big things like your Necro Sphinx, your Shabti, your Tomb Guard, for example. You just don't want to push too far forward because you'll give them the horse archers or the horsemen. All the horsemen will die, and then you'll be so far away you won't be able to counter charge. Good for setting up counter charges or flanking. So obviously they're an interesting one. But there's also another unit in here which I don't think existed before. Which are called, quite literally, wait for it, chat, it's going to be great, it's going to be good, skeleton skirmishers. So skeleton skirmishers can either take hand weapons and shields or war bows. So hand weapon and war bow. So you can just use your skeleton archer models as skirmishers, and they just have the skirmish rule. They're just a great screen. They also come in units of 5. So skeleton skirmishers comes in units of 5, which means you are getting a whole unit for 20 points for 5 of them. Now, you probably don't want to take small units because they're very easy to kill. You probably want to take units of 10 or so. But because they have skirmishers and vanguard, they can push out early game, and then they spread out a little bit to be a really good screen. So I think skeleton skirmishers are probably like a key unit, I think. They also have chariot runners. Let me just double check chariot runners. Friendly models whose true type is chariot can draw a line of sight over or through models with this special rule and can move through friendly units of chariot runners that are in skirmish formation. So you can put these in front of chariots. So they can go in front of chariots. Chariots can draw a line of sight through them for shooting, because obviously our chariots have bows. But also they can just fly over them, essentially, which is really good. The skeleton skirmishers are super cheap. They're cheaper than archers, and they're the same price as a warrior, but what you lose out on is a shield. You lose out on a shield. You can give them shields, and you can give them hand weapons. They naturally come with happens. You give them a shield, which makes them 1 point more expensive than a warrior, but they can spread out, and they are chariot runners, and they get like an early game push move, which is really nice. Which makes me think I'll probably end up using a lot of my 32 archers as skeleton skirmishers instead. Because you make them, they are the same points as skeleton archers, and then you make them a skirmish unit instead. But I don't think you lose it. The only downside is you can't take the command with them. You don't get the Master of Arrows, the Standard Bearer, and the Musician. So, well, they have everything else. They have an account Undead. They just get free rules. No full command. That's the only downside they have, I think. I don't think there's any other reason you wouldn't take them. The Master of Arrows has an additional ballistic skill. But if you're just going to be using archers for screening, why would you not take skirmishers? I don't know. I don't think there is a reason, to be honest. Let's rejoin. What is skirmishers? Skirmishers. So this is a unit called skeleton skirmishers. But skirmishing basically means you don't rank and flank. You set up kind of like 40k, but an inch apart. Close to like AOS. And they move like a unit in any other war game, not a rank and flank. And what skirmishers are good for is spreading out and move blocking and being chaff, being in the way. So they don't rank and flank because they are a skirmish unit. So like things that like usually like creature type units are skirmishers. So things like carrion birds, you know, and tomb swarms and stuff like that. They're creatures, so they don't really rank and flank because they're not like a military, you know. So usually anything that's like a creature or like a shock attack unit is a skirmisher, which basically means they don't rank and flank, they spread out a little bit. So let me show you the picture just so you got a reference. Because I'm nearly there. Nearly there, chap. Oh, it's on page 186, isn't it? Not in the special rules. So that's skirmisher there. So they spread out 1 inch apart, as you can see. Now you can draw line of sight through the gaps in the models, but you can obviously play skirmishers in a. You can like put them sideways and stuff, you know, and be like really cheeky to deny line of sight. So skirmish units are going to be important. Obviously, they get units of 5. They get a vanguard move, like we said, a skirmish and vanguard. So they get a pre-game move, and they skirmish as well. So they're going to be quite good. And obviously your chariots can run straight over them, because obviously we know we love chariots. Chariots, I think, are like a good hammer unit, but they die quick. Where's chariots gone? I can't find it. Where are they gone? Also, let me know what you think to this type of stream. I quite like it. It's quite conversational. We're kind of working it all out together, you know? Skeleton chariots. There we go. So light chariot has a 5+ save. They don't have shields, so you can't improve that save to anything more. They are flammable. Oh, no, they're dry as dust. Sorry, not flammable. They're dry as dust, so they're susceptible to flaming attacks. But they are fast. They do move 8, and they do have impact hits, which is obviously very, very good. When you revive them, you're reviving a bunch of wounds as well. But they are, I think they're relatively easy to kill. They're T4, which is obviously relatively tough. They're 3 wounds, which is relatively tough. But they don't have a very good save. They are like a shock unit. They're like a shock impact unit. Like chariots. They're fast, impact, but die. They're like a they're more like a disruption unit. And by disruption, I mean anything that you can use to deny your opponent what they want to do. And I think there's actually a few disruption units. So disruption unit. Kind of like a screen. Similar to a screen. Screens, in my opinion, slow down what your opponent wants to do. Disruption units outright stop what your opponent wants to do. So, screen, instead of slowing down, outright cause problem. Outright cause problems. So I think chariots sit under the disruption unit. Rather than being the linchpin of the army, they cause problems for your opponent. They're getting fast, they impact hits, they're alright to be fair, because you obviously give them the spears and stuff like that. They have cavalry spears, which cavalry spears are quite nice to be fair. I'm gonna find the weapons now. Spears, cavalry spears are strength +1, -1 AP, fighting extra rank, which means 2 ranks can fight. But they can only use the additional strength and AP on the turn they charge. If they get charged, they're usually quite weak. But on the charge, they are strength 4, -1 AP, which is actually nice. It's actually a rule disruption. It cancels out units rank bonuses. Okay, we probably should not use disruption unit if that's a core rule then. What's another good word? What's a synonym for disruption? Synonym. Disruption. Interfering. Interference unit. Disturbance. A disturbing unit. Interruption, disarray, obstruction. That's not really what I want. Undermining unit. Stoppage. A stoppage unit. I don't. Is there a rule for disruption? Let's have a look. See if there is a rule for disruption. Maybe we're just wrong. D. There isn't one. And you lied to me. Disruption's fine. Another good disruption unit is the Tomb Scorpion. It's not really a blocking unit because I think a blocking unit is kind of like a screen, right? So a Tomb Scorpion is actually really good. Downright pissing annoying. Tomb Scorpions actually look really, really good. God damn it. Trying to find anything in this book is crazy. I'm so glad I'm playing my first game with a fucking instruction manual because this is shit. Tomb Scorpion. So they have ambushers special rule. So obviously ambushers is, I believe that's the deep strike rule. Unit special rule may be held in reserve rather than being deployed at the start of the game. From the beginning of round 2 hours, roll a d6 for each of the start turn subphases for each unit of ambush. And a 1 to 3 is delayed and a 4+ unit arrives. So you can deep strike this unit, which is very, very nice, obviously. So being able to hold something in reserve is not too common in fantasy. So having a deep strike equivalent is very, very good. They're T5 with 3 wounds, so not many wounds, kind of tough. They have heavy armor as well, so they have a relatively okay save. But these are just really good. So they have the Decapitating Claws, which have Killing Blow and Monster Slayer. So Monster Slayer, I think is a core rule. Monster Slayer. If a model with this special rule rolls a natural 6 for making a 2 wound roll, it is struck a monster slaying blow. Enemy models whose troop type is monster are not permitted an armor save or regeneration save against a monster slaying blow. Ward saves can be attempted as normal. If an enemy model whose troop type is monster suffers an unsaved wound from a monster slaying blow, it loses all of its remaining wounds. So Tomb Scorpions also have Killing Blow, which is a Nakaran unit. Nakaran rule, sorry. I think. Or is it? It's not. I was lying. Killing Blow. If a model makes a wound roll for an attack with a Killing Blow, enemy models whose troop type is infantry or cavalry are not permitted. And they lose all of their wounds. So 6s to wound, auto kill. Which is insane. 6s, 6-2s to wound, auto kill. So this is like a horrific unit with 4 attacks at weapon skill 4. So it's relatively fast at move 7. It doesn't have many wounds. But it is really, really, really strong. It has Swift Stride, so it's a fast charger. It has Vanguard, so it's a pre-game move if you do put it on the board and don't want to give it ambush. But this is a really good disruption unit. If, for example, they're sending a monster at you or something really horrible at you, you can summon a Tomb Scorpion, charge in and murder something. Absolutely murder something. Now, if you don't get the 6 to wound, that's okay. They are still -2 AP, Hellstorm 5, which is obviously really, really good. And then it has an Envenom Sting with poisoned attacks and strike first. So the Envenom Sting will strike at initiative 10. Plus it's I don't know if you could, I think you max out initiative at 10. But yeah, it has strike first, so it'll set it at initiative 10 first, which is really nice. So Tomb Scorpions, and they're cheap as well, 70 points, which I think is really, really cheap. Saying the most one just against infantry and cav. Yeah, exactly. I don't think you can charge if you can deep strike. No, but you can set up ready for a counter charge, right? You can set up. Maybe you can't like deep strike and charge straight away, but you can set up quite well for a counter charge because you can deep strike in any rotation. So if you see a monster coming down, you can deep strike ready for them. Where they're going to go for something, you counter charge in and give it a killing blow right in the ass. So no regeneration, no saves, and it takes all the wounds off. It just snaps his neck off. It's very Scorpion King. With that initiative, not too bothered about making the charge first. It is only initiative 3. The Envenom Sting is strike first, so it's an additional attack. if you want it. Yeah, it may choose to make one of his attacks each one with this turn, which you might not want to, but it's nice to just get in and kill some, because there's poisoned attacks and strike fair, so poisoned is gonna be... When making a natural 6 to hit, it'll wound automatically. Unless otherwise stated, model with special rule may use it when both shooting and combat attack. Well, it's only one attack. I think you possibly have to appear near a Hierophant. I believe you do, yeah. Or at least the caster, because I think the caster brings them up, right? I've seen that, but I don't know why, you know. I've definitely seen people talk about like coming near a Hierophant, like within 12, but I don't know why. Let me look at ambushes. Let me check the Lich Priest, because ambushes basically means they come on a board edge. So there'll be something in here that says you don't come on a board edge and near a Hierophant instead. From beneath the stand, show the command subface. If they are not engaged in combat, this character may choose a single friendly that has both the Necro and Undead and the ambushes special rule that is currently held in reserve and attempt to summon it by making a leadership test. If the test is passed, the unit ultimately successfully summoned and placed anywhere on the battlefield within 12 inches. Yeah, so you ambushes is board edge. That's right. Near a priest. Ambushes is board edge, but a priest lets you deep strike near it. The unit cannot charge during this turn and counts as making a move for the moves at purpose of shooting, but can otherwise act as normal. So you make a leadership check on leadership 7 or 8. Can you stick a Hierophant on a Chariot? No, you can't, mate. The Hierophant can only take a Necrolith Colossal. A Necrolith Bone Dragon as a mount. You can take a steed. You can put it on a horse. My apologies, but you can't put it on a chariot. Only a royal herald or a tomb king or prince can go in a chariot. I do think that like putting having the Hierophant in the box on the Bone Dragon is a mistake. Only because it's cool. But I think the Hierophant is one of the most important models in the army. Because obviously, if you lose your Hierophant, then all your army loses regeneration, which is your 6 up feeling pain essentially, or 6 plus get back up. If you lose the Hierophant, you lose that, and then you start taking break tests every turn. So I think putting the Hierophant on the biggest model on the board is good and bad. Put it on the biggest model on the board is great because he's really tough. But he's like toughness 6 or something. Where's my instruction manuals? Yeah, so he's toughness 5 on the Bone Dragon. So, and with 8 wounds, which is obviously really, really good. But he's also the biggest target on the battlefield. So I think putting a Tomb King on a Bone Dragon is better for the box set. So if you want to play the box set versus a box set, I'd recommend building as is, because it's quite fun. But I think more in the future, I think you're probably going to want to put a Tomb King on the Bone Dragon instead. Just so you can use him as a big hammer unit. Because there's a magical item called Armor of Ages. You know, it does get a little bit expensive. However, I do think it's pretty decent. So you take a Tomb King at 160 points. Give him whatever you want to load him out with. Give him a shield, etc. It's going to put him up to about 165-ish. Put him on a Bone Dragon. So 165. This is very expensive, but I think it's broken. How many points is the Bone Dragon? I think it's like 100 and some, 150. Let's say 165 he is so far. The 195. So 260. 260 plus 50 points for Armor of Ages. The Armor of Ages is a suit built of light armor. In addition, enemy models must re-roll successful to wound rolls made against the bearer. So now you can have this Bone Dragon, which is T5, 8 wounds. And if you do wound it, you have to re-roll. Which I think is going to be like really, really good. Like key unit. Key unit. Tomb King. Key unit. Tomb King. Shield. 162. Bone Dragon. 195. And Armor of Ages. What weapon has he got? I think he's only got a hand weapon if you do that, so you might have to get him a proper weapon. To give him a flail for 3 points. The shield is 2 points. Yeah, so let's say 165. Roughly. 165. With a flail and shield. Standing points is that 290? $410. 410, quarter of your army. However, you then have a does the dragon have barding? No, he has plate armor. So plate armor, you have a 3-up save, 3+ save, -1 to hit. You could give him the skull flail of skulls, but this the flail of skulls is another 35 points. You have a 3-up save, -1 to hit monster, which is very funny. -1 to hit Swiss striding monster. Three plus. He has full plate armor, and you give him a shield, right? Can the full plate not be modified? Is full plate not a 4+? With a shield, which gives you +1? Am I being crazy? Full plate armor is a 4+ save. He has a shield, which is +1 save. Two plus is mounted. You don't get a +1 save for being mounted anymore. As far as I'm aware. Let me find armor. Armor 221. Have I just broke Tomb Kings? Have I just broke Tomb Kings before anyone else? I did it! I did it! Full plate armor is a 4+ save. A shield improves the armor value by 1. I broke it. I broke it before everyone else. 3+ save, full plate armor from the Necrolith Bone Dragon, because he has Draconic Bones, counts as full plate armor. You take the monster save or the riders, but it doesn't it become one profile? So you got light armor, magic item, and shield, or you got the 4+ from monster. True. True. Let's say 4+ save. Yeah, true, because he's on magical item, which is light armor. But you're not really attacking the Bone Dragon separately. You're attacking the bearer. Because the way this works these days, chat, is it's like a because it's not two separate units, it's one unit that combines. So I'm not sure how this works. I thought I was right, but now I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Because when you attack it, you attack you can't choose between them because it's one combined toughness and wound value. I might be wrong, but I do think this sounds quite good. It wouldn't make sense to give full plate armor the light armor, though. The light armor magic item. Mounts, maybe? Would it be under? Character mount, maybe? This is going to be the problem with the game, I think. Cavalry mount. Chariot mounts ridden monsters, 204. Does it count as a ridden monster, I presume? Many characters riding to battle top and mount of some kind. In most cases, it's something quite straightforward, like a warhorse, giant wolf, or a boar. In other cases, characters have the option to ride atop a monster or chariot, chosen from what elsewhere. Split ridden monster. Not unlike any other mounted models, the character that is mounted upon a ridden monster will have a split profile, as described on page 97. In-game terms, this will work as follows. Unless noted otherwise, any special rules that apply to one element, character, or mount apply to the other as well. Oh, the character, the model will use the movement coaches to the mount. The character and mount each use their own weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, initiative, attacks. In combat, all enemy rolls to hit are made against the character's weapon skill. When this model makes an armor save, it may use either the mount or the character's armor value, whichever is better. The 6th bullet point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, are you not attacking the wearer of the light armor? Because the light armor isn't a save. It just says when you target them, the wearer. Are you not targeting the wearer? Armor of Age is a suit of light armor. In addition, enemy models must reroll successful wounds made against the wearer. Ridden monsters invariably huge, fearsome beasts. In such cases, will be noted within mount profile. I still don't think that's clear. The shield improves the so maybe you'd get a 4+ save, but you'll still get the reroll wound, right? From the magic armor. Maybe? Oh, this is confusing. I've broken it, chat. You can have it, but you have to sculpt the dragon holding a shield. Okay, so maybe a 4+ save, because I don't know if the shield's going to come in, because I guess the wearer or the bearer, the king, will have a 5+ save, but the dragon will have a 4+, but you don't put the shield on the dragon, which kind of makes sense. I'm just looking for how the shield is worded. I imagine it's right. Where's weapons? Armor. Where's armor now? God damn. Weapons. Challenges. Measurement. Lone characters. Armor. 221. I was close. That does make sense though. 221. A model that carries a shield improves his armor. Is it not a single model? Unless otherwise noted, any special rules that apply to one element, character or mount, apply to the other as well. They're different parts of a model. I'd say I'm looking at the first... I don't think it sounds right anymore, but I am looking at the first bullet point of split profile, ridden monster. Unless otherwise noted, any special rules that apply to one element, character or mount, apply to the other as well. Does the shield not apply to the character? Have I broke it? Have I broken it? Why does the mountain rider have different stats? It's like a combined profile, just like for movement and stuff. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but that first bullet point says I'm not wrong. The shield gets in way of the dragon. The special rules apply to both. Is a shield not a special rule? You haven't. It's just a case of having to hunt through 120 pages to find it. Also very true, Liam. Equipment. Equipment. I think it's funny though. Equipment. Equipment isn't a bullet point. Do you know what page number it is? It's not in the index. Page 97. This is the thing. You have to flick like halfway across a book to work out what's going on. Special rules are, to be fair, it does a shield. A shield might not be equipment because an equipment is... because special rules have a distinct thing, don't they? You might have got me there. Let's have a look at 97. Some models have 2 rows on the data sheet. Each row represents a different model combined together into a single profile. For example, one row might represent a rider, the next row might. Split photos are explained in great detail in the advanced rules. That doesn't tell me much. Again, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I think it might be 4+. I'm more thinking. I thought we talk about the magic items. Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement that the magic item to force the enemy to reroll wounds is right, but I was trying to work out if the shield would stack with the dragon's save, which I don't think that works. The shield will be added to the character save, but if the dragon's still better, you use that. I think that's right. I'm just trying to find the rule where it tells me that's how it works, right? Split profile. If a character mounts upon a chariot, that's a chariot rules. Maybe split profiles if there's another page from 97, because that didn't really say much. Rid of monster 204. Yeah, it doesn't really say. Not from what I've seen, anyway. I'm sure there's a rule somewhere. This is the thing, though. I don't know why they didn't just make, like, a separate data card for it. You know? Wouldn't that just make more sense? Tomb King on the Bone Dragon. Lich Priest on Bone Dragon. Then just say he can't take a shield. Because why does he ever need to take a shield if he's on a mount? Because they count as one thing. That's what I'm confused about. The character mount each use their own basic skills, strengths, initiative, and attacks. When it makes a save, it may use either the mount or the character's armor value, whichever is better. I suppose that's probably that makes sense. But it's just whether the shield would apply, which I don't think it should, but I don't know why it wouldn't. Because they're both the bearer because it's one model. But anyway, 4+ save. 4+ save, -1 to hit in shooting, with swift stride as well. And then the magical item, enemy re-rolls successful wounds. Because when you're that tough and then forcing them to re-roll successful wounds, you're suddenly becoming quite tough. That's for sure. You could also give him this, if you wanted to go really tanky and make him another 25 points, you're going to give him the Shield of Tra, which gives him -1 to that weapon skill. You just take the great weapon. Yeah, you'd only take the shield if you want a magical shield. I don't think he has a great weapon. Flail, great. Oh, it does have a great weapon at 4 points. Flail, great weapon, halberd, or cavalry spear. I have too much damage in the same section. Oh, rubbish. You just take the magic armor then every time. So I think that's probably going to be like a key unit, I think. I think that's going to be like the proper horrible, get in your face, get wrecked type thing. Because I think the Bone Dragon's pretty good. But it is very expensive at 400 points. 410 even. No magic armor and shield. Yeah, you take the armor every time, I think, unless you're like short on points. The -1 weapon skill's nice, but forcing them to reroll wounds is arguably much, much better. So yeah, that's why I think the key talking points of Tomb Kings are the Tomb King fundamentals. You know, we've gone through like some of the old world fundamentals, like these, as I've already mentioned. Trying not to die is the best thing, so Chaff is going to be great to stop your opponent killing you. Tomb Kings have a lot of fun things to do, but they're good at hordes. So like, you don't get me wrong, skeleton warriors are still crucial for like protecting characters and stuff and just being annoying. But they're not really there to kill stuff, so that's the way the things like Tomb Guard, Necro Sphinx, Shabti, and the Scorpion and the Horrible Dragon come in. We did make it 2 points cheaper because we don't bother taking a shield. It's less than 410 points now. It's great. So that's what I reckon. That's what I reckon. Let me know what you thought to this type of stream. I appreciate it turned into a lot of book flicking, but I thought that was quite a fun stream. As I said, I'm playing my first game of Fantasy today. Well, the old world today. I played Fantasy a long time ago. So I'm playing my first game later today against High Elves, and we're having a little bit of a learning game because again, I've not played any sort of game like this in years. So me and Dan are going to try and work out how to play and see how we get on. I might try and film little bits and do like my first game of Fantasy type video. But we will definitely see. No promises. I'm just not really sure. I'm not really sure. We'll see how it goes. I might pick up Rex straight away, but I'm a little bit nervous about how quickly I'm going to pick it up. Because it is a complex game. There's a lot in it. There's a hell of a lot in it, and that's the problem. But I'll keep you up to date. I'm playing tonight, so I will... I hope High Elves win. Oh, wrong account. Crypt Shadow, traitor, mate. Traitor. But we'll see. I'll try and do a little bit of filming so I can kind of talk about how it went, how Old World went. And if you do like the Old World, you'd like seeing a live Old World battle report, member goal, here it is. Okay, there's the member goal. All right. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the morning news. I'll be back Friday evening, I think, for a stream. Probably talking more Old World. I might even do some hobby. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you all. And I'll be back Friday night. I just like High Elves more than Tomb Kings. Well, I like Tomb Kings more than I like you because you told me you want me to lose. Okay? Okay. I'm joking. Right, if you haven't already, please join the Discord. Support the channel by becoming a member today if you haven't. And otherwise, like the stream. And I'll catch you next time.